Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishali Kikan and we are discussing the VLSI technology. In that we are discussing the chemical vapor deposition, and today our topic of the day is step coverage. We have already started about this topic in the previous video. I hope you all must have seen the previous video. If not, it is highly recommended that you go back and watch the previous video and then come to this video. Today in this video, we are going to see the in-depth analysis of the step coverage with the help of surface adsorption. We must know what is surface adsorption. So now the surface adsorption is a very important thing which determines that how we will be having the formation of the step coverage, how uniform I will be having the step coverage with the dielectric thin film. So it is determined by the surface mobility. How much is the surface mobility of the precursors? It determines how much uniform thin layer we are depositing. So it affects the step coverage as well as gap fill. If I have higher mobility of the precursors, the step coverage would be uniform, the gap fill would be high, there would be no void formation. So we have two types of surface adsorption. First is physical adsorption, which is also called physisorption, and the second is chemical adsorption, which is called chemisorption. We are going to talk about both of them. So first of all, we are talking about chemisorption. As the name suggests, there are some chemical reaction involved in the chemisorption. The chemical reactions plus adsorption. It is called the chemisorption. So actual chemical bonds between the surface atom as well as the adsorbed precursor molecules are forming. So whenever I have this surface, the precursor molecules are coming. So precursor molecule are forming the chemical bond with the surface. Okay. So this is chemisorption. So bonding energy is exceeding 2 electron volt, and here we will be having the low surface mobility. Okay, we have the ion bombardment with 10 to 20 electron volt energy in the plasma enhanced CVD process, and it can cause some surface migration of chemisorption precursors as well. So I hope you understood the chemisorption in detail. Now coming to the physiorption. So now here, as the name suggests, it is the physical adsorption. So we are not forming any chemical bond in between the precursor and the substrate. So what is happening? We are having some weak bonds like the hydrogen bonds or the van der Waals bonds are there, or van der Waals forces are there in between the surface and the precursor. So they are very lightly attached with each other. In the chemisorption, we have the strong bond in between the surface and the precursors. So bonding energy is usually less than 0.5 electron volt, and we are forming hydrogen bonding, or van der Waals forces are attaching the precursor and the surface. So here we have ion bombardment and the thermal energy at 400 degrees Celsius, which can cause the migration of physiosorbed precursors. We have high surface mobility over here. So you can see this is the bonding energy. So you can see in the chemisorption precursor we have highly negative bonding energy, and in the physiosorbed precursors we have less negative bonding energy. And this is the distance from the surface. The chemisorption is taking place at a smaller distance from the surface, but the physiorption is taking place at a larger distance from the substrate surface. So now coming to the dielectric CVD precursors. Which all precursors we can use? We can use silane or we can use TEOS. What is TEOS? Tetraethyl oxysilane, SiO C2H5O4. Okay, so this is the chemical formula of tetraethyl oxysilane. So we are going to see both of them in detail. So first of all, we are going to talk about silane. So silane can be used for the dielectric CVD, for PECVD, passivation dielectric deposition formation, for the PMD barrier nitride layer formation, for anti-reflective coating, ARC, dielectric ARC formation, DARC formation, for high density plasma CVD oxide process. Okay, so it is used for the LPCVD, polysilicon as well as silicon nitride layer growth as well. It can be used for the metal CVD, for tungsten CVD process, for nucleation step, and it can be used for as a silicon source for the tungsten silicide deposition as well. So now coming to the properties, the silane is pyrophoric. It can ignite itself. It is explosive as well as toxic. So if I open silane line without thoroughly punging, it can cause fires or minor explosions also. So this is how we have some extra care associated with the silane. Whenever I am using silane, we have to give utmost attention to the process. Okay, there must not be any leakage. It is a highly symmetric structure. You can see the structure of silane. We have the silicon atom and the 4 hydrogen atoms are associated with it. So this is a symmetric structure of silane. So now coming to the various other properties of the silane, it is a perfectly symmetrical structure that we have already seen. The structure of the silane is highly symmetrical. It is neither going to chemisorb or physiosorb on the surface. So we can have some fragments of the silane, like we have SiH3 from SiH4, we can have SiH2 from SiH4, or we can have SiH. We can have some fragments. Hydrogen are moving away and we are forming the fragments SiH3, SiH2 and SiH. They can easily form the chemical bond with the surface. Now they are going to have the chemical bond with the surface and they are going to stay on the surface, and this is how they are forming the thin layer. So here we will be having the low surface mobility and there will be formation of overhang and the poor surface coverage. So coming to the TEOS. TEOS, as I said, it is the name for tetraethylene oxysilane, SiOC2H54. It is a very big organic molecule. We are going to show you the structure also. TEOS molecule is not perfectly symmetric. It can form the hydrogen bond and also it can physiosorb. So we have the higher surface mobility here. Whenever we have higher surface mobility, I told you we will be having the good step coverage, conformability as well as the gap fill. It is widely used for the oxide deposition. Okay, so whenever I want to deposit oxide, I can easily use the TEOS molecules. This is how our TEOS molecule would be looking like. We have the ethylene. So ethylene will be composed of CH3 and CH2. Okay, we have oxy. So this is how oxygen is there and it is connected to the silicon, and to all of the 4 sides of the silicon the same structure is combined. So this is my TEOS molecule. This is a simple structure. So coming to the applications, whenever I am using TEOS, we have some various wide applications like STI, shallow trench isolation formation, sidewall spacer, PMD and IMD formation. So most dielectric CVD processes are TEOS based oxide processes, and this is how I can say TEOS is a very important compound. So you can see the relation between the vapor pressure as well as the temperature of the TEOS. You can see as I am increasing the temperature, vapor pressure is increasing. So this is the relation that we know. We can predict this reaction as well, this relation as well. So TEOS delivery, how we can deliver the TEOS to the reactor. So TEOS is a liquid at the room temperature with the boiling point at the sea level is 168 degrees Celsius. So if I see the reference of the water, so the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius at the sea level. So you can see it is having the higher boiling point than the water. The water is having 100 degrees Celsius boiling point, it is having 168 degrees Celsius boiling point. Thus I can say it is a liquid. So we want to have some delivery system. We want to send its vapor. We don't want to send it in the liquid form. We want to send it in the vapor form. So we need a delivery system to send its vapor to the process chamber. So whenever I am using a delivery system of higher temperature, then only it can vaporize and the vapors can go to the process chamber. We can use the boiler, bubbler and the injection systems as the delivery system. So this is my boiler system. Here you can see we are having the process chamber. Okay, so this is the pump, this is the heated gas line that we have. Okay, so this is the TEOS that is present here, and we are using a thermostatic oven over here. Okay, so this is my boiler system. We are boiling this and we are supplying the heat, and this is vaporizing, and the vapors of TEOS are going to the process chamber. Okay, so now this is the bubbler. Okay, so here you can see we have again the thermostatic oven. Here we have the liquid TEOS. Okay, liquid TEOS inside this structure. So now here I am sending the carrier gas. So the carrier gas is sent here. We are forming the carrier gas bubbles over here. Okay, so now with the help of carrier gas bubbles, the TEOS also vaporizing, and both of the carrier gas as well as TEOS vapors are going to the heated gas line and the process chamber and to the pump. Okay, so this is how our bubbler system would be looking like. Coming to the injection system. In injection system, we have the pressurized gas. We are sending the pressurized gas to the liquid TEOS. The liquid TEOS will start flowing. So whenever a pressurized gas is coming to the liquid TEOS, it will start flowing here. And this is how we will be having the liquid TEOS flow till the injection valve. Okay, so now from here I am going to send the carrier gas. The carrier gas is going to have this injection valve as well. So now the carrier gas is coming from here, from the injection valve, our liquid TEOS coming, and this is my heated gas line. Okay, so here in the heated gas line we can have the vapors of the carrier gas, okay, and we can have the vapors of the TEOS. Okay, carrier gas is already a gas, it is in the vaporized form. We can have the TEOS vapors also here, and both of them are going to the process chamber and then to the pump. So I hope you understood each and everything. So these are the references for this video. If you want to understand this topic in detail, you can go to these references. These are really amazing books. You can refer these books if you want to have the further analysis of these topics. So I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also do share it with your friends. Thank you so much.